Hello everyone, how are we doing today? So I'm going to review the Electrum Sabercraft's Neophyte. This hilt, it is just shy of 11.5 inches long. This one comes in the silver finish with black highlights. It's lightly weathered and it has the black on gold, I believe it's called the Wayfinder switch plate. There's the pommel. The venting is on the bottom of the pommel. You can see it's picked out with a black anodization. And the pommel separates right there. Actually, no, it separates right there. Yeah, you'll see that later. Now, if you recall, when I unboxed this and I first demoed the Neophyte, the plate had come loose from the rest of the saber, and I had to re-glue it back on. The plate is just a wafer. It's kind of a circuit board, and I can't remember what side has the wires, but it was probably, I think, on that side. I just had to re-glue it back into position with some Loctite. I haven't had any issues with it since. It's stayed plenty secure. So these are the two primary choke points. Now this little rim here, this little ridge, I wouldn't say it's sharp, but it definitely is a little bit. You definitely feel it when you're swinging the saber, especially on this side of the ridge. It tends to, because it's not beveled. It's a little bit on the coarse side, as is the inside of this section here. So, but it's not much of an issue. Really like this emitter. I like the radiated emitter type styling. Now this is a Saber Trio blade plug that I'm using here. I don't have any Electrum Sabercraft's blade plugs. Now, it's a pretty simple design. This is the blade retention screw. That's the LED retention screw. This is an in-hilt LED saber. So this one just happened to come without NeoPixel. I bought this one used from the UK eBay. I don't really have too much luck with the United States eBay. I find that often when I go to foreign lands looking for a better variety and better prices, often the UK usually works for me. The American market's sort of dried up a bit. I find that regardless of what you're buying in the American market, I don't know if it's like just evidence of the current economy, but everyone's trying to make an absolute killing. And certainly, certain sabers warrant the prices that are being asked, but others, I don't know, just seems a little bit on the greedy side. I don't know. Everyone's trying to make money because we're also kind of desperate, which is understandable. Anyway, so along with the weathering, they kind of brushed on the finish here to, so it's not so shiny. That really appeals to me. I like that. I mean, this thing just definitely does have a very nice weathering job. This hilt is very light and very spry, agile in the hand. Yeah, turn this thing on for you. It's probably still active. It's operating the Diadium 3. This soundboard has been updated to the most recent version. It's a lot more stable than the previous version of the Diadium 3, the previous firmware. It does tend to cooperate with the Unity 2 app a little bit more efficiently. It still has its issues, but it's not quite as bad as everyone makes it out to be. You just have to go into it with a degree of patience, which I have in spades. Now, one of the things I've always kind of felt about this hilt and frame is I would love to put a wrap on here, but I just don't want to cover up all the weathering and all this detail. So if you're inclined to get one of these without weathering, if you get a pristine one, I think the wrap would really be a nice option on here. Again, you know, if you look at the weathering, let me get it from the other side. You've been looking at this side for a while. Not that there's much difference, but I don't want to cover that up permanently. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And that's really just about all there is to say about this hilt. This is just a beautiful little hilt. I didn't really pay a whole lot for it. Actually, the price that I paid for it, I got an amazing deal. This is the most recent, well, this is the last saber I've purchased recently. And yeah, I'm really happy with this one. So what we have here is there is the micro SD card. I currently only have I think maybe 2 or 3 sound fonts on here. The one that I'm currently running is one Sith's Master Mundi, since I find this really resembles Ki-Adi-Mundi's saber, as I mentioned before. And to turn it on, so you have your port there for recharging, and a little switch here. And I like to get in there with a Allen key. Just flip that, and it starts to boot up. While it's doing that, you get your pommel on there.
The resistance from the native Geonosians was stronger than we anticipated.
And to activate the saber, it's the bottom switch. I currently have this on a lower volume. And with the saber on, you just press and hold the center button, and then you can increase the volume. And you can access, yeah, maybe too loud. That's about good. So you can switch between your sound fonts, the different profiles that are installed on here. I tend to not rely too much on the profiles. I just switch between the sound fonts and blade colors, and just kind of leave it at that, because I still find that dealing with the profiles is kind of a mess, even with the new app. And yeah, I just prefer to do it this way. And then you can change your blade colors. And there you have all the different blade colors, which are pre-configured on the board right now. And get to the one that has the flicker. Let's see, there we go. And I'm going to go through the colors for you one more time. this is the current color that I'm sort of sticking with for the Ki-Adi-Mundi effect. I know they sometimes use blue, sometimes use green, depending on who was doing the editing during the Clone Wars. And if I'm not mistaken, just sort of swinging the saber around will lock in the current settings. To get back in there, you'd have to kind of go through the onboard menu one more time, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see if I can get some swings in here. Make myself look good. Probably not. I love the flash on clash color that I've selected. So when you're swinging, hand is constantly making contact with the switch plate. And unfortunately, you do get some misfires, but it doesn't really affect it too much. You can get a sense of exactly how light this thing is in the hand. I mean, just look at that. This thing weighs nothing. Fairly loud, fairly bright. I'm quite happy with it for the price I paid for it. I really can't complain. And there you have it. So that's the well, all right, let's, so you can see me. That's the Neophyte in a nutshell. So if you have any questions regarding this hilt or Electrum Sabercraft or the Diadem 3 or pretty much anything regarding this saber and this company, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. In the meantime, if you could like, subscribe, share, whatever you feel like doing, that'd be extremely helpful to kind of get my channel out there a little bit more. So yeah, that pretty much is what I wanted to say. So may the force be with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a good weekend. Until next time, bye.